What up, y'all? Well, if you can't tell, I'm not there today based on the strange person standing right beside you, or right behind you. You wave at him now. I'm sure that he or she is a very nice person. Anyway, sorry I'm not here, but my son broke both his hands, and just so you know how much fun it was, that's him at the emergency room. Nothing's wrong with his face. It looks like there's a scratch. It's not, but yes, he broke both of his hands. So my son's an overachiever, to say the least. Okay, so you should have received a packet of drawings. I know some of you have some CAD experience. Humor me by going through some of this. I know we're just going to go over basic lines and circles and offsets and trims and stuff like that. Nothing too fancy. The most important one on there that you may or may not know if you've had some AutoCAD experience is using the distance command and the boundary command. So please follow me through that so we can get through this and you can do your assignments. So start drawing is where you start at if you don't have that. Just a quick review from when we did this last time. I'm going to go to the bottom of my screen here. On the object snap is that thing at the bottom. Make sure you have these things lit. If you need to pause it real quick and make sure you have them on, great. I'm not going to leave it up here too long because I have 15 minutes to make this video and I have a feeling it's already going to be pushing it to the end, so sorry about that. Okay, you always have your a command line down here, although you never have to click on it. So I'm just going to start by typing an L enter for a line. Okay, very basic concept. You click, you point, and you type in number. So if it's 10 inches, you go 10. Okay, you click down, you see the angles moving there back and forth. You'll go down here at the very bottom, see where it says polar. You can set angles. I would advise either going 45 or 30 for right now, and what that does is if you look for a specific angle, you can see where it says 45 on my screen. I go back, it says 35. So the polar tracking is very nice to be able to do that. You can still do the same thing. I can go 5 inches this way. You just have to point and shoot. So maybe go down 3. Now, there's this thing here. It's called the object track. Not polar tracking. It is right here. So make sure this is on. What the object snap tracking does is it allows you to try to line up your objects. So if I touch here and I move down, you see the little green line? That's an object track. So it's trying to help me line things up. Okay. If you do move off it, it comes right back. Sometimes if you touch again the old version, now it's off. So if I go back, I have to touch it again and then I come back down. It doesn't automatically look for that. Okay, so I'm going to go back down here, and I'm going to click here again. Okay, now I'll do the same thing over here. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to kind of hover over this dot here, move down my endpoint, make sure it's perpendicular. I'll click here, and I'll go up. So humor me and draw this out with me, okay? So I'm not sure if I should do this again or not. If you ever want to check your measurements, right up here at the top is your dimensions, and what you can do with this is you can check your dimensions. Linear is going to be your most likely one that you will use. So if I click this, go from endpoint to endpoint, I move it up, and that says 10 inches. Okay. If I want to go at an angle one like this, I can't use linear because that doesn't work. I'm not sure what that does. That's new. Ooh, looky there, folks. Wait to learn something new. Okay, this is like an auto dimension, like an inventor. So if I click on this, if I hover over the line, look at that. It does that for me. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. Sorry, I got excited because that makes life a little bit easier. So, AutoCAD 2017 version, ignore the slash measurement of what it says because it's going to be weird. But if you use this little dimension command right here, and I'm sure you can go corner to corner still if you need to, which is maybe a fast way to do a lot of the dimensioning, but this may be a fun way to replace the old-fashioned radius and diameters and things of that nature. Okay. Circles. Let's say you need to draw a circle someplace here in the middle. Okay. I'm just going to make up some measurements here. There's another command. It's called The offset command is very simple to use. You type in O, you press enter on your command line. Please read, specify the offset distance. Okay, let's go 5 inches. So 5 and type enter. I click, I go down. Okay, let's say I want to make it both the same way. Click, I go over, and now I have that here in the middle. Okay, the offset is a very simple way to take a line and you make a copy of it to an exact distance. Alright, so let's make a circle right here. So let's type C enter. That's a quick command for your circle command. Okay, click in the middle of this, I'll draw it out. Now, the circle command defaults to radius. All of your measurements will say diameter. Okay, especially if you're dealing with circles, because this is thinking that you're drafting. Okay, if you know your diameter, and if it's something weird, let's say it's like 1.625, and you don't feel like typing that in because it's a pain in the butt, click diameter, and I can go 1.625. Small little circle there. Okay, once I get done, I will select my 2 lines, click the delete button, and they go away. Okay, let's do one more circle in here. Okay, let's offset again. Once you do this, please, this will help you out, especially if you're new to this. Let's go 3 enter. So 3, we'll go down, we'll go over. I want to mess around with offset a little bit more here in a few minutes, but as of right now, this should satisfy this. Okay, C enter again, and we're going to click here. Let's do 2.5 diameter. So I know that 2.5 divided by 2 is 1.25. So I'm going to go 1.25 because that's my radius, and there we go. Okay. Now, just for the sake of humoring me on this one, let's try a trim command. So TR, press enter twice. Okay. What this does is when you go TR and you press enter twice, it will activate what's called fences, which is every line possible. So I can click this, click this, click this, I can click this, I can click this and this. But I cannot click these because there's no fence. There was nothing to say cut here. So I have to press escape and I have to erase these 2. The number 1 question I get on trimming is why won't something go away? It's not because it doesn't like you, it's because you have to be able to add a fence. Otherwise, just erase it. Okay. For humor's sake, I'm going to dimension this. Let's see if it'll just pop it in there. Nope. Looks like this one's a little bit trickier. I'm trying to use this command for... No, looks like this command is not as friendly when it comes to set. Okay, if you want to double check them, actually the best way I would do it, I would look in properties, click on your circle, there's my radius, and there's my diameter. If you want to get really picky, you can go to the area and the circumference and that kind of fun stuff. So that's a little bit of that. Let me show you a few more things on the offset command. Also cool thing is if I have a circle, C enter, you drive through this. If you just want to watch, it's fine. So you want to make a 1-inch circle. Okay. If I go to offset again, I can go, it says okay, specify distance. I'm going to go 1 enter. And I click the circle again. Now I can make copies. Now watch this. If I click it one more time, you see where it says multiple. You have to click the object in order to do this. If you click multiple, it will allow you to make a number of copies that you want to. All I'm doing is I'm left clicking. I will undo this because I want to mess with my drawing. But as you see, I have a lot of them. Okay, I'm going to press Control Z and that goes away now. So I just wanted to show you that. We're moving along pretty good here. Okay, using this little fictitious little object that I made. Yes, I just used a very big word. Okay, let's say you got this thing done and it's time to get the answers on your sheet. Now, all I want on your sheet is I'm going to return in a copy of this drawing right here. You'll do all your drawings on one drawing. You can call this like first 2D drawings if you wish to name it. I would name it if I was you. Never save things as drawing 1, because then if you save the next thing as drawing 1, guess what? You save over your previous work. I have to say that every year just because I can't assume people will do that. Okay, so you made your drawing, you did your direct distances, you did your trims. Last 2 steps is find the area and the distance checks. Okay. It looks like on my sheet I have FA and AF twice. Just do it once, please. You don't have to put it down twice. My bad. Okay. So To find the area, the first thing you have to do is you have to do a boundary on this thing. So you type BO, not body odor, but boundary, just like you did on the tracing. Click pick points, choose the middle of this, everything goes dotted. It should if it's fully enclosed, and you press enter. Same as last time. Okay. Time for the complicated part. I want to find the area of this complex object. It doesn't look complicated, but it has to do a lot of it has to do a lot of trig in order to do this. So, all right, we have to be not trig, geometry. Sorry, it's late. So here's what you do. AA is a quick command for area. If you can't tell, I pretty much do everything on a quick commands. Your modification stuff is up here. I couldn't even tell you where the area command's at. Type in AA. If you're just doing one solid object, there's no holes, all you have to do is press in the object command, you press this, and there's my area right here. So 1238173. That's everything, including the circles. Beautiful. Not the answer I'm looking for, though. Okay. If you're going to do this one, AA, which is not one of the answers on here, I'm just doing this for practice. Here's how you do this with subtracting out these circles. I'm going to go through slow. Watch this a few times if you need to. Okay. Here's what you do. You press add area first. Next step is you click the object. Click on this little question mark. It's going, where do you want to go? Go here. It should turn green. What you see here is the area right there. That's what you have so far. But you have to subtract out the circles. Press the enter button. You hit subtract. Then you hit the object. I click the two circles. That is my answer right there. That 116.8343. If you wanted to just give me two like decimal points at the end, that's fine. Okay. Now let's say you press escape and you're done. You're like, oh, I forgot what I just did. How do I figure it out? Well, there's a like arrow right here that will give you your previous things, or you can press the F2 key and that will also bring it up as well. Okay, so I can scroll through here and I can see everything I've done throughout my drawing. All right. Last thing you have to do are the distance checks. You have two options. You can type in the distance command, which is this dist, and then let's say I have to go from this corner to this corner, and it will just give it to me right there on my screen. So 14.14. Or I could do this new little dimension guy right here, and the nice thing about this is it will stay on your screen if you want to keep it there. Okay. So you have some options on this. If you also want to, you can use the align command if you just want to get two exact points. That works too. I don't care how you get it, as long as you get it. All right, let's say I have a midpoint here. Sometimes look for center points here. Okay. If you can't find the center point, you're going to have to move your mouse around the exterior of this. So I think that's enough to get you guys a little bit dangerous here. I know 10 seems like a lot, but you guys are going to fly through this like it's nothing. So hopefully I give you guys a good start. Just think, you're having a better day than this guy is. Alrighty? So, hope you guys have a good day today. Once again, sorry I'm not there. I should be returning on Tuesday with more fun stories of my adventures from this weekend and my son who breaks his hands. So, good luck. And please ask each other if you need help. And if you get stuck, do your best, and I'll help you fill in the blanks when I get back. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.